All right. I think that, IUPUI, the way they play, they kind of get you in ugly games. They really defend. They're real physical. They attack hard and make you, defend really hard in the defensive end. And, Austin's a Purdue guy, Gene Katie guy, and they kind of have that mentality. And when they win, they can turn into an ugly game. Even when they lose, they kind of turn into an ugly game. I thought last year we did a good job, both the games we won, never really getting into a rhythm, but making enough plays, making things tough enough for them that we were able to win the game. And today we didn't get anything easy. It seemed like when we got layups around the basket, we mishandled the ball or they didn't go in. When we had open threes, they didn't go in. And we've got to get our rhythm back and our confidence back shooting. I told the players there's only one way to do that, and that's to get lots of shots up. So I really hope to see a lot of players in the gym for a lot of open shot or a lot of shooting here in the next week, since we only have one game. But we've got to be a team that shoots out with confidence. I also thought when we did have open shots, we were second guessing them. A couple times we gave up open shots, ended up traveling with it, turning it over. We only had 9 assists, which we're one of the better teams in the country in assist to turnover ratio. So one of those games that was just could never get in a rhythm.
I mean, obviously early they got you down by 10, and it seemed like you never really seemed to recover from that. Was it just they uglied it up right away, basically?
I think so. I mean, they just make everything so difficult. I mean, everything's difficult against them, because they're big inside, so when you attack and they help. They're quick on the perimeter. So everything is so difficult when you're trying to come back. They do such a good job spacing you out. And, I mean, it's hard. The 8-point game, I think it felt like it was a 25-point game, and part of that's the way they play. I mean, it was definitely not as close as the score indicated.
It seems that issue of just, I don't know if it's just them getting hot, or it just seems like that issue of teams just knocking down threes at a high clip against you guys, especially big threes whenever you get a run going. Is that a case of them being able to spread you out and get those open looks? Because it's just kind of been something that's kind of been with you guys this season too.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like that, and there's, I'm sure, something to it. I mean, with them, we really wanted to stop them from going to the basket and scoring a lot in the post, which, we did an okay job. I mean, we had more points in the paint than they did, and if you would have told me that before the game, I would have been really happy about that stat. And they got some easy baskets, but, they go 8 of 12 from the three-point line, and I think, Austin would agree they're not one of the better shooting teams in the league, so that makes it a little bit tough. A little bit of it was game planning. I mean, we wanted to keep them in front and keep them from getting to the basket, so that opened up some threes. And they got confidence early. I thought that first possession, we really grinded out. We went zone for the first possession. Really did a good job rotating in it. They hit kick out, and we challenged it, and they knocked down the open three, and then that kind of seemed to get their momentum going.
The 17 turnovers are probably a product of that ugly play that they.
Yeah, I think part of that is, they really, because of that physical play that they have, but I also think a lot of it was our unaggressiveness, our passiveness. Usually when you talk about being back on your heels, you mean that defensively, but I felt like we kind of played back on our heels offensively, and we didn't do as well as we wanted spacing the floor. They pressured a little more than we expected. I should have known they would. They always do against us, and we probably should have done a little better job getting prepared for that. But they haven't been pressuring near as much this year. So, things like that are kind of tough the first go-around in conference, as every team's trying to game plan specifically for you.
How tough is it that the league is doing it this year, where you're going to Fort Wayne and then you come back here and you have to play IUPUI instead of kind of lining up those trips a little bit better?
Yeah, I mean, it was just, it kind of kills your home game. I mean, we're playing a home game where we got back the day before at 3 a.m. and had to practice that day and then turn around and play. We've been on the bus 12 hours in 3 days. So, there's no good way to do it, I think. I think every coach probably has a complaint about scheduling, but it definitely takes away from kind of that advantage of having a team at home.
Kind of make things ugly. How tough was it out there tonight to find openings and get good shots?
I mean, it definitely was mentally tough, just coming off the road from Fort Wayne and getting in and getting ready to match up to them. So I think we just we weren't prepared for how they came out at us, and we were trying to match up to them towards the end, which you guys saw, but just couldn't pull through.
I'd say they're a scrappy team. They're quick and athletic, and I think a lot of teams they replicate a lot of teams in our conference, so we just need to get used to that scrappiness and play aggressive ourselves.
What about them defensively? You mentioned the scrappiness. What about them really kind of limits what you guys are able to do, whether it's in the perimeter or going to the basket? Is it just they're kind of up on you, they stay back? It kind of looks like they mix things up a little bit on defense.
Yeah, I think they definitely change it up. I mean, every once in a while you can get them with the back door because they're overly aggressive, but then the following possession they sag off you. So I think they just have that. They're not in a constant flow of a certain defense. They switch it up, and it's hard to guess what they're going to do, I guess.
You got down by 10 and you just never really seemed to recover. I mean, was that just from the way they came at you at the beginning, do you think?
I think, yeah, it just set the tone. We try to give it our all and to play as a unit. And defensively, they just outsmart us, and that happens.
Coach talked about getting into a rhythm with shooting. I mean, is that something you guys are going to work on this week and trying to get the confidence back in making shots?
Yeah, I think that's something that we can take upon ourselves as well, getting in the gym, shooting extra shots on our own, and I think you make them in practice or you make them on your own, and that'll translate over to the game. So I think that's definitely something that we as a team need to do ourselves, and hopefully in practice we'll work on shooting a little bit. I don't think it'll be hard to find our rhythm again. I think we'll get back into it.
And I think when we get in the swing of things, when classes come back up, we can have a set schedule and know when we're on the road and when we're off on the road. So it just takes time.